evening to one and all. I'm going to do a video of our Saints Church once again. First of all, I'm looking at the road here. This road that will lead you back down to mile and a quarter, St. Peter, via Ben Hill. So mile and a quarter is back down here via Ben Hill and Ashton Hall and Spikestown and Highway 2A, which is also referred to as the Ronomap Highway. Can be accessed down here. Saints Anglican Church. And the Mount Pleasant Memorial Gardens, which is a private cemetery, which is here, which is joint with All Saints Church. So I will make this one quick because time is getting away. This is the church hall here. The church hall here. And the school next door. The Mount Pleasant Memorial Gardens is right here. All Saints Church dates back to 1649. But this current church was built between 1882 and 1883. So this is the church cemetery here. This is another historic church, All Saints Anglican Church, which is supposed to be a chapel of ease to St. Peter's Parish Church. This is William Arnold, first English settler to step ashore from William and John at Holtown in St. James, which is on the west coast, on the 17th of February 1627. In loving memory of Catherine Doris Armstrong, Walter Lionel Armstrong, and William Arnold Armstrong. I don't even have time to go through all this here now. This is the church hall here, the church hall, and the primary school building down here. And this is the church here, All Saints Anglican Church. It's a small church here in the north of the island. These are all stained glass windows here. And the bell again, the big bell here. All here was all Pleasant Hall Plantation. So this is known as the Bell Court, which is where they house the bells. You see the stained glass windows here behind the altar. This is back at the Mount Pleasant Memorial Gardens, which is a private cemetery, something separate from that of the church. People have to get, a lot of people are getting buried here now. People from the north and the west, because the St. James Cemetery, which will be catering to those from the western end of the island is full now. So they have no space in there to bury anybody. So that is why the people have to get buried here now. You have to pay to get buried in this cemetery. So our fifth Prime Minister, Owen Arthur, used to attend church here at All Saints Church. This is the chapel for Mount Pleasant Memorial Gardens. Mount Pleasant is something similar to that of the Coral Ridge Memorial Gardens, which is at the Racecourse Church. Mount Pleasant is something similar to that. Only thing is, then again, all two are the same. Coral Ridge and Mount Pleasant are the same. Coral Ridge is in Christchurch. This Mount Pleasant Gardens was something recently invented about 6 years ago. The latest, the grave of our fifth Prime Minister, Owen Arthur. Owen Seymour Arthur, the longest serving Prime Minister of Barbados from 1994 to 2008. He was a lecturer at university as well, Member of Parliament for St. Peter from 1984 to 2018. He was the treasured husband of Julie. Julie was his wife, but his first wife was a Jamaican named Beverly. But then he later married to Julie, and he was the father of Sabrina and Leah and grandfather of Isabel. Mount Pleasant Chapel here. If you look carefully, you will note that there is no headstone, no tombstones in the Mount Pleasant Gardens yet. And these are all graves here. People are all laid to rest there. There are no stones laid there as yet. Up this road now will lead you back to, first of all, this is Portland, St. Peter. Up this road here will lead you back to Boscobel, St. Peter, and Diamond Corner. And if you keep straight along Portland Road. If you turn right, that will lead you back to Farley Hill National Park in St. Peter and back into the parish of St. Andrew, which is northeasterly, known as the Scotland District. So many people heading to St. Andrew use this road as well. So as I said before, St. Lucy and St. Peter are the two northern parishes on the island. St. James is in northwest. St. James is northwest and St. Andrew is northeast. Those are all a part of the north of the island as well. So this is all Portland, a part of Portland. In St. Peter. And all the Mount Pleasant Chapel. So many people refer to this area as Ebworth or Portland. Straight down the road here will take you back to St. Lucy, which is to the north. The northernmost parish, St. Lucy, is further down, straight down. Will be St. Lucy. And back to the Charles Duncan O'Neill Highway, named after national hero Charles Duncan O'Neill. So straight down will be the Charles Duncan only highway. This is between St. Lucie and St. Peter. So St. Lucie will be down this way. The only parish that borders St. Lucie is St. Peter. The only parish that borders St. Lucie is St. Peter. Forgot to mention that St. Nicholas Abbey, where the train is, where the train line is, where you can ride the train is back up this way. There's a train running in Barbados at St. Nicholas Abbey for the $6 per entry to ride the train. I rode it already. I was privileged to ride on the train already. The Mount Pleasant Chapel and the church. All Saints Church again. And the Mount Pleasant Memorial Gardens. Night is now upon us, and I will close this video here now. The history of the church and the times of the services. So this is the beautiful countryside. Lush greenery. Night is now on us. So thanks for your time and have a blessed evening. This bus shelter here is sponsored by the Lions Club of Barbados. No.